Hello again, Dashers. When you are listening to executives like Tony Xu, the CEO of DoorDash, or DoorDash Marketing, or content creators on YouTube talk about dashing, they throw out numbers of what an average dasher or a prospective dasher might make an hour. And then when you're watching YouTube creator videos, they throw out the numbers that they make in an hour. Those numbers are called gross income. Those are numbers that are the whole amount received from the activity of dashing. So that's everything that one is paid from DoorDash, encompassing tips, which aren't really tips, but that's another subject, base pay, and any other items that DoorDash lists under the pay category, none of which matter at all. So when you're talking about, let's say, Tony Xu likes to constantly quote the numbers of $23 or $25 per hour. First of all, he's not calculating an hour on your clock. He's calculating the time actually spent moving for deliveries in the Gigapp, which is a fraction of the time that you'll in fact actually be on the road and working. So that hourly wage is not calculated honestly by any standard other than the obscene standard of the Gigapp industry and DoorDash. So that's a fake number to start with. Second, when you're hearing the real numbers that YouTube content creators are out there making in their vehicles every day, and they're telling you how much they made, they're not subtracting the wear and tear on their vehicle. Many of these full-timers are putting in over 40,000 DoorDash miles in a year on their vehicle. They're not counting the insurance. They're not counting the wear and tear and maintenance on their car. They're not counting the gas. They're not counting any of the expenses that a business would be required and is required to account for in order to come up with net income, which is the income that you receive after expenses. So when you think of the money that you're making, never think of that top line revenue, that gross revenue. Think of the net income that you're getting after expenses, because all those miles you're putting on your personal vehicle, all that risk you're taking, all those expenses that you bear that happen because you're out participating in this activity of dashing, those are subtracted from the amount you make. And nobody likes to talk about expenses, but those need to be the foremost thing in your mind when you're doing any of these activities, or you'll find yourself out there actually losing money dashing. And that's why I call it app slavery, and that's why it is app slavery, is that they're actually sending you orders for you as an independent contractor to execute, in which you're going to lose money if you do it. You're not going to make that up in the future. You're not going to get rewards in heaven. You're taking a loss on that activity, and then you're back to zero again, and you're going to get another order. Maybe you'll make money off that order with some net income. But the fact is, every time you lose money, that's never going to be made up again, because these are all individual contracts. So I want you to keep in mind the difference between gross income and net income. That's going to be the difference between whether you make money or lose money.